Finish phase one and identify what piece of laundry it's holding and how it's holding it. So it's performing these sets of motions. So you now see that it's holding it with one gripper. And then it smooths out the kinks. And note that this is being done completely autonomously, so there is no input from the user whatsoever. It senses what piece of clothing it's holding and how to fold it. Okay, so this is where it figured out that it's holding a towel, and it's in a configuration that it needs to move to phase 2. Now in phase 2, what the robot is going to do is it's going to perform a set of motions that will bring it into a desired configuration. It will lay it out horizontally on the table so that it can grasp it. So in phase 1 it identified diametrically opposite corners on the towel, and now it picked up corners along one of the edges, and so using the current motions that you see here, it's straightening it out and then it lay it out flat on the table.
How many demos have you made here? So I want to make sure that when we're back, we can through.
Oh, this is the first one.
Okay.
Probably go on 30.
Okay, so after this one, then we just get people to shift through so that they can roll it up. Okay, sure. That's the robot. That's a problem. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a long time now. We can work hard on it to get scheduled, so just yeah, so just let me know when you're ready. So. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
What kind of sensors do these using for?
So right now it's just using the stereo cameras that's mounted in the yeah. So now it's laid flat out on the table, and it now knows that it can go ahead and fold it. So this is the third phase where it's laid it out flat and it's identified that it's a towel. So this is now the interesting part of how do you fold a piece of clothing, because clothing can be in infinitely many configurations, and so what we do is we restrict it to a reduced set of motions where part of the clothing is either horizontal on the table or vertical, so it's parallel to the gravity vector. And so instead of looking at this complex shape of an object, you can reason about the planning problem in terms of the line that divides this horizontal and vertical piece of clothing, part of the clothing. And so then it can perform a series of motions that can go ahead and fold this piece of laundry.
The slow speed, is it due to the slow hardware?
So
fast with J's hardware?
Okay, so the robot is capable of moving much faster than this,
Okay.
but it's clamped down because it has to work in a lab where there are people around.
Okay, yeah.
So that is one of the reasons, and the other thing is the perception pipeline. So it
Okay.
looks at an object and it has to reason about what it is it looking at, and so that involves a lot of image processing and computer vision. That takes up some time too.
Okay. So inside the cameras, what other kind of sensor, for example, tension?
So yeah, so there's a Kinect that is mounted on top that is used to